Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Habitat for Humanity. Today I'm taking you guys somewhere where I oftentimes go on my lunch break. I am at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Socastee. I'm joined by Joey. Joey, thanks for showing me around today.
Yeah, glad to have you here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys are going to actually be having a new store opening up very soon. Give me all the details.
Yeah, so we are super excited. We have a second location coming in the Longs area, right off Highway 9. We are hoping to be open for business sometime in May.
Okay, let's dive in a little bit into what the Restore is for people that have never shopped here. If you haven't, you need to come by. But what are you guys all about?
Yeah, so our main goal here is providing safe and affordable housing in our community. So the Restore here, we take donations of couches, love seats, any kind of furniture, appliances, building supplies, and we have that available to the public for a cheaper price. So then we take that money and we put that right into building our houses.
That's very cool. So you can actually see the direct impact right back into the community. How does that exactly work?
Yeah, so it's really cool. So we have a home buyer program, which right now actually we are taking applications through March 29th at noon.
Okay.
So we have 2 application seasons, one in the spring, one in the fall. People can apply to get in our home buyer program. They come in, do some work with us. We worked side by side, and hopefully they get their house. But what we do, we take that money here, and that funds those houses.
I love it. And you guys have lots to offer here at the Restore. There's really anything that you could possibly need for your home, but it's different every day. You never know what you're gonna get.
It is. Our inventory changes almost hourly.
Yeah.
So we have 2 trucks that goes out and does free pickups in the community. We also take drop-off donations. So then when they bring them back here, customers are all excited. And it really does almost change hourly.
So for this new location, you guys are taking donations. How can people help out?
Correct. So we are taking donations now from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. up at the new location. That is at 2191 Highway 9 East. You can't miss us. We don't have a sign on the building yet, but it will be there in a couple weeks. There is a sign out front though.
Okay.
But yeah, you can certainly drop off donations there, and we'll be glad to help you out and still get your tax deductible receipt.
And is there anything that you can't donate?
So we don't take any clothes or like linens.
Okay.
Anything that's stained or ripped or broken we can't take, but we take a little bit of everything.
Yeah, for sure. I have walked through here so many times, and a lot of my home is now thanks to the Restore. Okay, why did you guys want to open a location in Longs?
Well, our county is so large. Horry County is a very large county, and we're just trying to service the other part of the county. The more stores that we have, the more revenue we get to generate, which goes back into our homes and more families that we can serve.
And how does it feel whenever you're actually able to see that come to fruition?
It's super cool. There's not really a feeling that you can describe when you see the family start from day one, when maybe they're just starting with the program, and then that day that we have their home dedication, just to see the excitement in their face.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to take you guys along shopping with me, but first give me a little bit more information about this new store and what people need to know before it opens.
Yeah, so it's going to be a brand new building, 25,000 square feet. It's going to be super cool, very accessible, but we're already taking donations now. Hoping to open mid-May. As soon as we get the store full, we'll open it up to the public and we'll start having some fun.
I love it. Thank you so much. How can people learn more information?
Yeah, if you go to our website, habitatorry.org, you'll see all of our information from our restores to our homebuyer program, all the different events we have going on, and also stay tuned to that website because you'll want to know a grand opening date.
Yes.
So Miguel's behind the camera. He's never been to the warehouse here. So I'm gonna take you back here and show you my favorite part. The director's chair. I really love this. This is very cute.
This story is sponsored by Habitat for Humanity.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm back with Everett from Looking Good Auto Detailing. Thanks for being with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, today we're talking about ceramic coating 101. Why is this important? Why do our viewers need to be considering this for their cars?
So you buy a vehicle. If anybody's been paying attention to the market, the price of vehicles have gone up over the course of the last few years.
Yeah.
It's always been important to have some form of protection on your paint, whether it be wax, sealant, ceramic. With ceramic, it's just a longer lasting protection. So it protects your vehicle from the harmful UV rays of the sun, bird droppings, etching from bugs.
Yeah.
If you live closer to the beach, the air is kind of salty. It can cause oxidation or rust on your paint. So
we all know about that.
right, and even if like when you go to sell a vehicle, the resale value, it maintains that resale value. So, and it looks good.
Yeah.
So,
Your car looks like brand new.
right, easy to maintain, the whole shebang. Like I don't know a downside to ceramic.
Yeah. So how long does it last once you get it
It
coated?
depends. It depends on a lot of factors. So it depends on the maintenance.
Okay.
So we have a 2-year coating, a 5-year coating, and a 9-year coating.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it depends on the maintenance. It depends on the upkeep. It really just depends on that client and how well they maintain that vehicle, whether it sits outside or in the garage, daily driver or not. Like it's a lot of different factors that go into how long the ceramic can actually last. The manufacturer guarantees that it's on the vehicle for X amount of years, but depending on how that client maintains it will determine that.
The longevity, and you're getting your bang for your buck there.
Right.
Well, you have a lot of different options at Looking Good Auto Detailing,
sure.
where you can kind of pick and choose, and you can walk people through that process too, right?
Yeah, it's a lengthy process. So we have you, when you book, we have you book a consultation first.
Yeah.
So you come in, we'll inspect the vehicle, see what the needs of the vehicle are, and then kind of go from there. We'll give you our suggestions, and then you'll make an informed decision based on the information we gave you.
Love it. Okay, how can people get in contact with you and learn a little more?
We're at lookinggoodauto.com, or you can give us a call at 803-974-0709.
This segment is sponsored by Otsuka America Pharmaceutical. So we're going to be talking about bipolar disorder today, and I've now learned that March 30th is World Bipolar Day. So Dr. Alva, thanks for joining me today.
It's a pleasure being here.
Of course. Okay, let's talk about bipolar 1. This is something that impacts the U.S. quite a bit, right?
It does. It does indeed. There's about 4.8 million American adults living with it right now. It's critical that we foster an open dialogue surrounding this condition to eradicate stigma and empower those individuals that struggle with it to get the best care for them through their healthcare professionals.
Yeah, I love that we're actually talking about this and having these conversations. I think that's super important because there's a lot of challenges that come with treating bipolar, but we also need to raise awareness for that. So what are some of the challenges that these individuals face?
Well, we know that less than 10% of patients who have a mental disorder receive effective treatment. And some of the challenges for patients with bipolar 1 is that they don't necessarily have a good long-term treatment plan. So considering that 90% of people with bipolar disorder will experience recurrences during their lifetime, it's not a bad idea to identify a long-term treatment plan. That can really be crucial for them.
And what are some of those treatment options that are available right now?
Well, we should always remember that there's no one size that fits all. So we should always focus on the best treatment approach for our individual patient. That then means that patients should feel empowered to ask questions and work with their doctor to find a treatment option that works best for them. For example, in my practice, I've found that long-acting injectables, or LAIs, can be very beneficial in managing bipolar 1 disorder in patients who are already stable. But how is a patient to know that that's a treatment option if they've never heard of it?
That's a very good point. All right, where can our listeners and viewers go to learn more information?
Well, speaking with one's healthcare provider is the first best step. But there's a great resource online called LearnMoreBP1.com. That is learnmorebp1.com.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today here on Living Local Carolina. I've got a really special story today. I am joined in studio by Michelle Apple. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to share your story. Let's go get right into it here.
So I'm actually this week, a 5-year breast cancer survivor.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And for many breast cancer patients, that's a huge milestone. So my journey started when my diagnosis actually got missed. I had a lump under my armpit, and I had to, obviously get a mammogram, standard stuff, and unfortunately they came back and said everything's fine, go on with your life, it's just a lymph node. And my mom got sick with bile duct cancer, I ended up taking care of her, and I got shingles. This ended up growing. I still ignored it because I thought, they did the mammogram, the doctor came back and said everything's fine. So when she had passed, I then got finally checked up and found out that I ended up being stage 3, 23 lymph nodes were cancerous. Full mastectomy, chemo, radiation. And so, the journey is very long, and many of us are still on medication now. So that was a huge part of me starting the foundation, because I wanted people to understand that when you do have a lump, that we do have to push for ultrasound and maybe advocate for ourselves a little bit more that maybe we don't know. So we do provide a mentor program with the Apple Breast Cancer Foundation, so that when a newly diagnosed patient comes through and they call and they need help or support, we mentor them with another patient that has gone through breast cancer. So again, we don't miss things like, you had a lump, you should have pushed for an ultrasound. Did they do a bone density scan in the beginning, or a nuclear bone scan? Those type of things we educate, because it's overwhelming. When you get that diagnosis and you're told you have cancer, it literally, you go through denial, you go through acceptance, and then you go through, for me, it was, I'm gonna fight this. There's no way I'm gonna let this breast cancer define me. And hopefully I can help other patients along the way.
And a big thing to you is nutrition, obviously with what you do.
Yeah, so
how
I'm
did
a
that help you?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So I'm a dietitian by trade. And I tell many patients that it's so important as you go through this journey that you find a way to take care of yourself, because you're putting chemo, which is really literally poison in your body to kill the cancer. So I fought it back with things like fruits, vegetables, juicing, using other counteractive parts, so that I could, go in there and say, my gosh, I feel better by doing more fruits, more vegetables, eating a healthier lifestyle, which I did before, because people would say to me, Michelle, you're a dietitian, you work out, you take care of yourself. How did you get breast cancer? I said, breast cancer does not discriminate, but what I can tell you, and I tell all your viewers, take care of yourself, so that when something comes along like breast cancer, that you can fight it and you're strong enough to fight it. So I had no other underlying conditions besides the fact that I had the cancer. So I was able to fight it pretty good.
Let's talk more about the fight. And that brings us to the bag that you're holding right there. You're able to really pay this forward now and help patients that are going through the exact same thing that you did.
Yeah, so I wanted to educate, advocate. Our foundation helps with medical bills and travel expenses. And then the other special thing we do is the comfort bags. And why these are so important, I got a comfort bag as I was going through my treatments, and it contains things like a blanket, a message of hope. And then the message of hope that we did last year was from 7th and 8th graders. They actually drew pictures and they wrote messages, just simple things like, I'm thinking of you. I hope that, this brings a smile to your face. So the standard stuff we have is lip balm, sanitizer. We're always looking for makeup bags. And so if any women out there have extra makeup bags, you have them laying around. What, Ipsy bags we were talking about, and Estee Lauder bags. We use them to put the items in, like the lip balm and sanitizer and so forth. So any donations are accepted, but the staple items are the Footies with Grip, the blanket, the lip balm, sanitizer, and that type of stuff. So we donate these to local cancer centers. So this year we went to McLeod Health Cancer Center. We did Grand Strand, Conway Medical Center, and then Coastal Carolina Cancer Centers as well. It's well needed in this area. There's many patients that are getting it. We'd love to do 300 to 400 is our goal. So we need your viewers to reach out and donate items, and then we deliver them right before the holidays to bring a smile to their face. So sometime in December, and then we take the donations all the way up into August.
Perfect.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.